I slept with my best friend's husband, and now I'm the only one who can save their marriage or destroy it completely. What started as a moment of weakness spiraled into a secret that could shatter everything. But by the end, I was forced to choose between redemption and revenge. The night that changed everything. You know that moment right before you make the worst mistake of your life? It's never loud. It doesn't come with a warning bell. It sneaks up on you in the form of familiarity, nostalgia, and comfort. That's how I ended up sleeping with my best friend's husband. I didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't fantasize about it. In fact, I'd helped him get a job. He was broke, stressed, and his wife, my friend Emily, was pregnant with their third child when I got him hired at the tech company where I worked. Emily and I had been friends since freshman year of college. We weren't sisters, but we'd been through enough breakups, promotions, and birthday brunches to know we had history. She had her first kid at 24, got married at 25, and had 2 more by the time she turned 30. She was a stay-at-home mom, and he, Jordan, had always been in and out of jobs, unreliable industries, layoffs, startup layoffs. It was exhausting just hearing about it. When he got laid off again, Emily called me crying. Can you just talk to someone for him? I don't want him to sink again. I worked in mid-level systems management. I had some sway. I helped him land an IT admin role. He was sharp, polite, and fit in faster than I expected. He started hanging out with my work friends, joined us for drinks after work, even became the de facto DJ during Friday Slack calls. He was also really good at pretending he wasn't unraveling. At first, I was proud. I felt like I'd saved this family. Jordan was working again. Emily seemed less anxious, and I liked having him in our circle. He was dry, sarcastic, with this moody edge that made him magnetic at parties but unreadable in one-on-ones. Then came the night everything cracked. It was a Friday in September. Jordan had just come back from paternity leave. The team wanted drinks, so we hit our usual bar, somewhere cheap, loud, and close enough to walk home from. We were tipsy, not wasted, loud, not sloppy. Around midnight, people started peeling off. A few grabbed Ubers. I lived a block away, and someone said, "Let's keep it going at her place." About 8 of us walked over. I popped open some cheap wine. Someone queued up Spotify. We danced, laughed, got into one of those half-drunk debates about aliens and taxes. Eventually, people left. The last person out was a new intern who had to be helped down the stairs. It was just me and Jordan after that. He was sitting on the arm of my couch looking tired. His phone buzzed. Emily. She asked if I'm okay. He said, "You gonna tell her you're here?" He nodded. I did. She said she's too tired to be mad. Kids are asleep. His Uber canceled. The driver said he seemed too drunk. Truth was, he wasn't. He just looked exhausted. "I'll call another," I said. He looked at me. "Can I just sit a little? My head's spinning." So we sat, talked. He told me he was tired, not just in the moment, but in the soul. Tired of pretending he had it all together. Tired of being the man who provided while feeling like he was always 2 inches from drowning. And I'd just gotten out of a 4-year relationship. My ex had been emotionally flatlined by the end. I was touch-starved, tired, and confused about who I even was outside of someone's partner. Jordan told me he thought I was the most grounded person he knew. I told him he was more put together than he gave himself credit for. He touched my arm. I didn't pull away. We kissed, slowly at first, then in that desperate, reckless way people do when they know they're doing something unforgivable but can't stop. And then we crossed the line. Breaking point becomes routine. Waking up was brutal. Jordan left early. I barely slept. My stomach felt like it was full of wet cement. I took a shower so long I steamed up the entire apartment, called in sick, sat on the edge of my bed and stared at the floor like it could give me answers. The guilt wasn't abstract. It was suffocating. This wasn't a stranger. This was my friend's husband. This wasn't a one-night thing with someone unattached. I had to see him every day at work. I had to talk to Emily like nothing happened. We agreed it was a mistake, that it would never happen again. But mistakes, they're easy to excuse when they feel good. 2 weeks later, we slept together again. It was late. We'd stayed after work to fix a systems outage. Everyone else left. We stayed. We didn't plan it. It just happened. Again, after that, it became a rhythm. Every few weeks, we'd find a reason. Work drinks, helping each other on projects, weekend catch-ups. We never said we were having an affair. We never even called it anything. But I knew. He knew. The shame came in waves. I hated myself. Then I'd see him again. And it'd happen anyway. Then came the trade show. A 4-day tech conference in another state. Half the office was flying out. I had my own room. He had his. We arrived separately, but by the second night, I was in his bed. We didn't hide it well. I saw a coworker give me a look in the hotel lobby. Another raised an eyebrow at breakfast. I told myself they didn't know, but deep down, I wondered if they did. Then I found out something worse. He was also sleeping with someone else. Not Emily, not me, a third woman, a new hire in the sales department. I saw them in the parking lot. He leaned in to say something and touched her shoulder. She giggled. It shattered something in me. Was I just one of many? Was this game he played when things got hard at home? I ghosted him after the trip, ignored his calls, his texts. He sent one final message. "You don't get to act betrayed. You knew what this was." I stared at that text until the words blurred. He was right. I did know, but I still felt betrayed. The power shift. 3 weeks after the trade show fallout, I got promoted. Not a small bump either. I became his boss. My manager had accepted an offer elsewhere and recommended me for the role. I had seniority. I had good numbers. I had a reputation for being level-headed. And suddenly, Jordan reported directly to me. The first few days were strange. He didn't look at me in meetings. He didn't speak unless he had to. I pretended nothing was different. HR sent an email congratulating me, and coworkers dropped by my office to give me high fives and awkward little speeches about how I deserved it. Inside, I was crumbling. I had so many chances to pull the plug, to come clean, to set boundaries, to walk away. Instead, I did something worse. I reassigned Jordan to a difficult project under a hyper-controlling team lead known for driving people to burnout. On paper, it was a strategic shift, but we both knew why I did it. It was retaliation, and he knew. He stormed into my office one afternoon after getting the assignment. "Really?" he said. "You're going to play it like this?" "Like what?" I answered, calm, cold. "You're punishing me." "I'm managing the team." "Bullshit," he spat. I didn't reply. I just stared. He stared back, then left. That night, I cried so hard I thought I'd break something inside my chest. My phone lit up with his name again and again. I didn't answer, but I didn't block him either. The worst part? I missed him. "The truth comes for everyone," Emily texted me. We hadn't spoken outside of group chats in months. "Can we talk?" We met at the same cafe we used to haunt in college. Tiny, overpriced, full of nostalgia. She looked thinner, more tired. Her hair was pulled into a messy bun, and her hoodie had a grape juice stain. She looked like a mom of 3, because she was. She didn't make small talk, just pushed her phone across the table. It was a message from Jordan to someone else. I couldn't see the full name, but it was obviously a friend. "She's not talking to me anymore, and I don't blame her. I think I ruined everything. And the worst part is, I loved them both in different ways." Emily looked at me. "I know it was you." I opened my mouth, but no words came out. "I don't need details," she said. "I just want to know if you ever thought about me, about our friendship." I wanted to say yes, that I thought of her every day, that the guilt ate me alive. But all I could do was nod. She didn't cry, didn't yell. "I knew something was wrong," she whispered. "I knew he was pulling away, but I thought it was work. I thought it was stress." She stood up. "I hope you figure out why you let it happen, because I loved you too." She left. I sat there for another hour, staring at the mug between my hands. I didn't drink it. 3 days later, Jordan resigned. He didn't tell anyone why, just emailed HR, packed up, and left. He didn't say goodbye. I thought it was over. Then came the anonymous email. Photos of me and Jordan, in a hotel hallway, in a parking garage, leaving my building. No caption, just the photos, sent from a burner address. HR called me in for a review of conduct. I thought I was about to be fired, but the report vanished. Swept under the rug, no one said anything. I knew someone had protected me, but I never found out who. After that, the office felt cold. Coworkers who used to chat with me now avoided eye contact. My Slack DMs dried up. Promotions I was a shoo-in for stopped coming. I had become a cautionary tale, the message that ended it all. 6 months passed. I threw myself into work, stopped dating, started therapy. I volunteered at a local shelter on weekends, tried to build something that didn't involve lying to myself. And slowly, I changed. I stopped looking for affection in impossible places. I stopped needing broken men to fix. I stopped fantasizing about what Jordan and I could have been. It was never real. It was just 2 people trying to feel something during the worst versions of themselves. And then, one afternoon, I got a message on LinkedIn from Emily. No words, just a photo. Her holding all 3 kids. They looked happy. She looked tired, but whole. Caption, "We're okay." That was it. I stared at that message for 20 minutes. Then I blocked Jordan's number, deleted all his old messages, and finally, let myself breathe. Here's what no one tells you about being the other woman. It's not glamorous. It's not romantic. It's a slow, rotting silence that follows you everywhere. You lose more than people. You lose pieces of yourself. I lost my best friend. I lost a version of myself that believed I'd never betray someone. I lost my professional reputation, but I gained something too. I gained clarity. I am not a monster, but I made monstrous choices. And now, every time I look in the mirror, I don't look away because I'm still here, still healing, and for the first time in years, finally whole. If you like to watch more videos, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell.